Hi guys, so today we're doing something I didn't think I'd be doing for a little bit, but we're rereading If He Had Been With Me. If you know me, then you probably know this book, and if you don't know me or this book, then you're new here. If you don't know this book, you're probably new here, or you just know me from YouTube and not TikTok. But this is like the thing I talk about the most. Genuinely, like, probably changed my life, and I read it like 2 years ago, so I decided, you know what, we're gonna read it again. Also, before we get into this, I wanted to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers, and also this video is kind of like an ode to like my book talk account. Is that the word? I don't know, I hope that's the word, but it's a little thank you to book talk, except for it's like a long form video on YouTube, for 10,000 followers, because as I'm sitting here filming this intro, I'm at 9,996 followers. We are so close to 10k. It's insane. If it focuses, yeah, there you go. Crazy. First of all, never thought I'd be getting here. So complete shocker. I'm appalled, but I'm so grateful. So that's why I decided to do this reading vlog. I know I like briefly like mentioned it once on like my story, and I was like, do you guys want this, because my April break vlog got deleted and a lot of people voted yes, some people voted no. So this is for the people that voted yes and the people that voted no. If you still want to see it, this is going to be spoiler free, and then it's going to have a spoiler section at the end, but I'll warn you before the spoiler section comes up. And yeah, this is the book I chose to read, the little surprise reading vlog I'm doing. No one knows I'm filming this except for like some of my like friends in real life, but I'm doing this because genuinely I don't think we'd have the community we'd have if I didn't post about this book, if I never read this book, because so many of you relate to me with my love for this book, and it's got me to where I am now, and I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for all of you. So I'm going to stop talking, because we all know the real reason you're here. You're not here to hear me rant, you're here to see me read a book. So we're gonna go do that. This is my original copy of If He Had Been With Me that I read like 2 years ago. This is like the beginning of like when I started annotating books, so there's like no tabs in it. There's white and red ones, and there's very few, and they're like spread out very like sporadically. So we're gonna try and improve this, because I bought this copy like last year because I thought I was gonna reread it that night. Never ended up rereading it. So here we are. We're gonna choose a tab color. I already chose what I'm doing. I'm just gonna use a yellow highlighter and pen. This isn't the type of highlighter I usually use. I couldn't find one in yellow, even though I have like 5 of them, so whatever. It's my bucket of tabs that is from Christmas that I still haven't changed. Guess I forgot to. These are all the tabs we have. There's a lot. So I'm thinking we get some with red, at least. I think I'm gonna use this sheet. The red up here is really good, and then like look, this like navy color. I feel like I'm only gonna use those two though. See, you think that matches the cover? And I'm not gonna do like a certain color for any certain thing. It's just gonna be like whatever, just like alternating between red and navy, you know what I mean? Also, this is only a reading vlog for If He Had Been With Me. You are not getting me to reread If Only I Had Told Her, because I'm not putting myself willingly through that emotional distress ever again. Maybe I will someday, just that day isn't today. Also, I forgot that what comes with rereading a book that you've already read and loved comes being able to read it with your playlist. And it's like, I feel like it's been long enough since I've read the book that it's going to feel like pretty much the first time again, because I don't remember any like specific scenes except for like maybe 3. But like, look, I have my If He Had Been With Me playlist, and I'm just gonna listen to this while I read it. The first time I read it, I listened to somebody else's playlist, but now I get to listen to my own, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think it'll be fun. Okay, off topic, but look, we're at 9,999. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we hit 10,000. Like, I was reading the book. I'm one page in. Look at, I already have like a whole bunch of highlights and stuff because there's so much that you notice. I feel like when you reread that you obviously don't notice in your first read. But we've hit 10,000. Hello? I can't keep making this face for much longer. Look at that. Insane. Genuinely in shock. Jaw dropped. I opened TikTok and I was like, what? Anyways, we're gonna keep on reading now. Still starstruck. But now it's time to say, Gabby, you need to get this video out because you can't post this a week later. Because this is supposed to be a surprise. So, yeah, yell at me. I love their like little friend group that they have. I think it's so cute on like the Steps to Nowhere, how they all just kind of hang out there and like they all found each other and like they kept on growing and then people left. They all have a certain person in the friend group that's like their like best friend, and then some of them have significant others in the friend group and all that stuff. And I don't know, that's like one thing that I do remember from my first time reading this that I really loved, just like how they all have like that comfort in each other and like that group that they can just go to for anything and that they're always with. Oh my gosh! Oh! Her and Finny haven't spoken once yet because they like aren't friends. They're just kind of like, they go to the same school. He has his friend group, she has her friend group. They don't interact. Their friend groups like don't know each other. The cheerleaders are more with like the soccer players, and her friend group's just her friend group. It's like a whole bunch of people that just are friends. They don't really have like specific groups, you know what I mean? Like they don't have specific sports that the people in her friend group are. They're just a whole bunch of people that found their way to each other and their ways to one another and made a group out of that, and I love that, honestly. Okay, chapter 5. No chapter 5 for me. I know I've already talked a lot about the friend group, but like she is talking about how like she says, I'm thrilled to finally be allowed to be myself. And like I love that. Like she has a group where, because obviously like she's a teenage girl, she's gonna be insecure, but she has a group where she's like able to like let loose and be herself and like not have to worry about anything. Look at, I haven't tabs in quite a bit. I had so many tabs at the beginning. There was something that I picked up on. This is my old copy, but we're just gonna hold on to this. This was earlier. I'm on like page 70 now, but early in the book she was talking to the person she's with. I think it was on page like 50, so if you don't want to hear about this, like skip past it. But I'm gonna talk about stuff up until like the first 100 pages. She's talking to the person she's with and she's like, oh, I love you, and he just goes, love you, or like love you too. And that could just be me, but like I don't know, that made me mad. I was like, that's like, I don't know, that might just be me, because I feel like I'm always like making sure to put like the I in front of love you. Hi, it's 8 a.m. I may or may not have fallen asleep reading and just woken up. Page 121. So I'm gonna keep on reading. Sorry, excuse my voice. It's really bad in the mornings. I want to read a quote from this book that I think about all the time. It is past page 100, but it literally doesn't spoil anything. It's a quote about like books. She said, "I want to savor this wonder, this happening of loving a book and reading it for the first time, because the first time is always the best, and I will never read this book for the first time ever again." And I don't know, I think about that quote all the time whenever like I'm reading a book, because I remember reading that quote and relating so much to it, especially when I was reading this book for the first time, because I was really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it now, obviously, but this isn't my first time reading it. Autumn Davis, you would have loved HS1. She would have loved Harry Styles, the album, and Harry Styles, the person. Maybe that's a little biased because I love Harry Styles and I love her, but no. She's like, he tells us to write a page on what kind of fruit or vegetable we would be. I would be a kiwi, obviously. You know who has a song? That fruit sounds familiar to me. I wonder why. You know who has a song called Kiwi on their debut self-titled album? Wow. 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 Look at that. Me in two things. An album and a book. If I had to choose one, that would be my album and this would be my book. We've hit the 300s for pages, so we have like less than 80 left because I'm on 303. I feel like a lot just happened, like out of nowhere, but the plot is escalating now. I feel like escalating. The plot is moving now, so that's good. Okay, so I'm on like the last like 8 chapters, I want to say. I think it is. There's like 90 chapters. This is how much we have left. I'm on like 380, so there's like 10 pages left because the chapters are so short. I love it. I have like 7 pages left, so I'm gonna go charge my camera battery really quick, read those 7 pages, and then we'll be back and giving our review. Okay, I finished the book and I thought I'd have a lot more annotations, but also I kind of like limited myself. I didn't let myself annotate like every single little thing. I just annotated like more important stuff and stuff to like look back on, so it makes sense. And then I'd say like as a book itself, I'd probably give it like, for like writing stuff, the writing's very fast paced. I will give it that. It's very quick and it has like a poetic way of writing, so that is like probably like a 4.575 for writing. And then for like plot, it's probably like a 2 even. But for the book itself, like I was entertained, and like as much as there wasn't anything happening, like I was still finding ways to be entertained, and I wasn't like too bored throughout the story. So as a whole, it's like 4.75 stars. And then with like the impact and how much I think about it, then that's what makes it like a 5-star read for me personally, because the first time I read it I gave it like 4 stars, and then I couldn't stop thinking about it for like 2 weeks after, and then that's how it became a 5-star read, and then just something that I couldn't stop thinking about ever. So I agree with my like original rating, but then again, like I think about it so much and it stuck with me for so long that it is like a 5-6 star read. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If you haven't read the book yet, this is it. If you have read the book, the spoiler section is coming up in a few seconds, so stay tuned for that because you get my reactions to specific things after page 100. So that'll be nice, and some other stuff too pre-page 100. So yeah, bye guys, love you. My camera battery is charging right now, but I wanted to say this for the spoiler section. Look who just wrote in their book for the first time. Well, wrote words in their book for... Why I want this focus? Wrote words in their book for the first time. And that's what I write. Well, that's how I feel, so. I hate Jamie. I'm 17 pages in, and I hate this man. I hate him so much. So much. Ew. Sorry, I'm just like reading stuff about him and I hate him. And I'm page 17, so great. There's so much like subtle foreshadowing in this book that like I genuinely didn't get when I first read it. I mean, I kind of got it because I got the book spoiled, but like, you know what I mean? I didn't put like 2 and 2 together that there was going to be a lot of like foreshadowing. I like knew like the, oh, if he had been with me, everything would be different. But like I didn't know any of the other stuff. So there's this one part, the chapter that I'm in, she goes, I'm on page like, I'm in the 70s. She goes, I'm glad now that it started raining. Ooh. You won't be glad soon. And then there was another thing, literally like 2 pages ago. She's like, oh, we talked about what it must be like to die. Talking about her and Finney, talking about like the fish that he caught when they were younger. Like there's just so much foreshadowing that I didn't pick up on the first time. I picked up on some of it, but not all of it. He just called her Sylvie. He just called Autumn Sylvie. I'd put this in the regular section, but I feel like this is like, it's before page 100, but it's literally page 99, or 97. And it's also like, I don't know, I feel like that's like too much to put in the non-spoiler. He says, come on, Sylvie, take the jacket. And she goes, Autumn. And he goes, huh? And she goes, my name is Autumn, you just called me Sylvie. I knew that was gonna happen. I saw a TikTok about that scene today. And I was like, I was trying to find something to like make a TikTok with. And so I was like going through like some of the scenes and like pages, and I stumbled upon that one. Don't remember that from the first time I read it though, so that was kind of surprising. Preppy Dave is here. I don't know why I'm standing up. I read, she goes like, Angie, oh, she goes, in August, Angie gets a new boyfriend, also from Hazelwood High. But this one is to our amusement on the football team and rather preppy. I was like, oh my gosh, Preppy Joe. It's not Joe, it's Dave. But Preppy Dave is here. I don't know why, that's like one of the main things I remember from this book. I just remember her calling him Preppy Dave the entire time. So, yeah. Look at the page I'm on. Chapter 47. On August what? On August 8th, nothing happens? Well, you know what happened next year? Yeah. I know what happened next year. You don't. On August 8th, nothing happens. I think this is the last August 8th before that August 8th. So, because it's their junior year, and I think it happens their senior year. This is going into their senior year. So it would be this summer going into their freshman year of college. She's like, on August 8th, nothing happens. And then down here, she goes, like all things that have become history, I now feel as if I always knew it. As if all through this story, it had been lurking in the shadows, the story underneath the story. I feel like that adds a lot to like the theory that like this is the book that Autumn wrote. And then there's another part in this, the third paragraph, she goes, did Finney feel something? Was there something nameless that shifted within him? And like to a first time reader, it's like, oh, like, because she's just thinking about Finney on this like day. But now, you know, it's like, no, like, this is like because of the August 8th, the year after this. I just read the part where they're like in gym class. Turns out Finney's in her gym class, Lifetime, and he asks her to be, if she like wants to be his partner for like the rest of the year. I like did not remember that at all. He's asking her to the movies and she's gonna be like, no. At least that's what I think this scene is. I mean, I kind of support her decision though, and also like I don't think they should have gone to the movies because they both have significant others, and I just think that would be wrong. But look what they end up doing. That's the one part of this book that I hate. I hate that they did that. I hate that they had to do that. I mean, obviously that's how like the book like ends, and like that causes the end. But I just hate it so much. I wish it could have like not happened at all.